you're here for networking tips. Today we're going to be talking about body language. It's how you handle yourself. It's how you look to other people. Most of us pay very little attention to our body language when we talk. Yep, we stand around with our arms folded, and if you look at all the books, it'll tell you that this is not necessarily a good thing. It says you're closed off. But we know in most situations you're doing it because you're comfortable. Sometimes you're even laid back and enjoying the conversation, the movie, or whatever else you might be doing. So I want you to start learning that body posture is how people are going to be looking at you. So when we move into our networking situation, when we start taking control of the conversation, what you have to know, in addition to all the things we're going to cover, from introducing yourself, right, to controlling the conversation, to learning how to interrupt, also body language plays a great part of it. So when we sit and talk to people, are you sitting way too comfortable, right? Do you lean forward into them? And when you lean forward into them, that says, hey, I want to get to know you better. If you stand around, yeah, okay, and you're listening to them, they're not going to be into you. So you have to be aware of what you look like to other people. So when we talk about body posture, some of the things we have to look for is, where do you put your hands? Where do you do this? Right? You put it in your back pocket, which is usually too casual at a networking situation. You put them in your front pocket, which for men is most comfortable. For women, the women have a lot of things that they work with, their jewelry. So make sure you're not twirling things. Make sure you're not twisting things. I've stood and talked to women, and while they're talking to me, while they're sharing their story with me, they're twirling their hair and they're pulling it down. And what you want to understand is, I could do the same thing. I could sit and pull at my mustache or pull at my beard, right? But those things indicate that I'm not really actively involved in your conversation. So when we talk about, right, body posture, make sure that you are actively involved in listening to them with your body and not just with your ears. Lean into them, right? Don't forget, we just went over asking questions. Take your time, show that you move around, but keep your gestures and your body tuned to them. So when we talk about body posture, a lot of it might be sitting down. If I'm sitting someplace, you don't want to be leaned over and sprawled over on things. You want to be actively participating and listening to their conversation. So when I tell you, that you need to be actively involved, it's with all of you, including the body posture that's going to say, wow, I think you are important. I'm Steve Sapato at mentalprosperityblog.com. You've been listening to Networking Tips, and I'll see you on the next video.